It's Tuesday, you know what that means. Toon Tuesday. This week we have 1943 pigs in Polka. Wrestling report, results of Raw. The news, May 5, 2026. Finally the perfect pickle small business owners. Now to Toon Tuesday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Toon Tuesday, we have a classic that parodied its competition. 1943 Pigs in Polka. It takes the Three Little Pigs and gives it the Warner Brothers magic. Now to the tune, enjoy 1943's Pigs in Polka.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it gives me extreme pleasure to present our interpretation of a familiar fairy tale entitled The Big Bad Wolf and the Three Little Pigs, set to the delightful music of Johannes Brahms' Hungarian dances. As the scene opens, we find the three little pigs building their respective houses.
I'm the little pig that built my house of straw. I'm the little pig that builds my house of sticks.
Pigs in a Polka is a 1943 Warner Bros. Merry Melodies animated cartoon short directed by Friz Freleng. The film is a parody of two Walt Disney Productions films, 1933's Three Little Pigs and 1940's Fantasia. The familiar story of the Three Little Pigs is set in this film to several of Brahms' Hungarian dances, specifically No. 5, number 7, number 6 and number 17, which appear in that order. With voice acting by Mel Blanc, this tune embraced parody where Warner Brothers dared to take on the king of cartoons. The parody, The Famous Tale of the Three Pigs. Classic tunes was something special. They actually had a soul and purpose, unlike modern assistants. Well, now to everything you wanted to know about wrestling but we're afraid to ask. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now for the wrestling report for May 5, 2026. Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker segment. Bron Breakker ambushes Seth Rollins while he was making his entrance. Breakker and Rollins start brawling around the ringside area. Breakker with a gorilla press slam into the ringside barricade. Breakker attacks security guards. Breakker sends Rollins shoulder first into the steel ring steps. Breakker applies a front fist lock. Breakker rolls Rollins back into the ring. Adam Pearce starts scolding Breakker. Pearce reminds Breakker that he just came back from injury. Breakker storms into the ring and spears Rollins. The Omaha crowd chants for one more spear. Breakker heads to the backstage area. 1. Finn Balor vs. Jeddy McDonough with Dominic Mysterio. McDonough responds with the standing Spanish Fly for a 2 count. Balor with a shoulder block from the apron. Balor with the apron ends Uijiri. The referee gets distracted by Roxanne. Mysterio knocks Balor off the top turnbuckle. The referee finally ejects Dominic Mysterio from the ringside area. McDonough drags Balor to the corner. McDonough goes for the moonsault, but Balor gets his knees up in the air. Balor hooks the outside leg for a 2 count. Balor delivers another sling blade. Liv Morgan is now running interference. Liv gives Roxanne the bell hammer. Balor blasts McDonough with the shotgun dropkick. Roxanne clocks Balor with the bell hammer. McDonough headbutts Balor and falls into the cover to pick up the victory. Winner, Jeddy McDonough via pinfall. 2. Penta and Javon Evans vs. Rusev and Ethan Page. Page whips Evans across the ring. Evans delivers the red dots. Evans tags in Penta. Penta with a springboard tornado DDT for a 2 count. Evans sends Rusev tumbling to the floor. Evans with a suicide dive that propels Rusev over the announce table. Evans was contemplating putting Rusev through the announce table with a frog splash. Page sends Evans crashing to the outside. Penta superkicks Page to the floor. Page sweeps out the legs of Penta with the ring skates. Rusev with the urinage slam onto the announce table. Rusev rolls Penta back into the ring. Page connects with the fisherman suplex to pick up the victory. Winner, Rusev and Ethan Page via pinfall. Sol Ruca's contract signing. She is out and looking to make a name for herself. Becky Lynch interrupts and a possibility. Becky states negative energy, so using the guidance of fans. Sol Ruca delivers the Soul Snatcher. 3. Joe Hendry vs. Austin Theory. Joe is doing his shtick and the crowd is into it. Logan Paul attacks, Street Profits makes the save. Seth Rollins is looking to inflict damage and attacks Bron Breakker, almost a polar opposite. Femi issues open challenge. Tozawa makes his way and looking prepared, but Otis changed his direction. Femi defeats his first challenger. Femi defeated Otis. 4. LGL Grand Americano and Los Hermanos Americanos defeat Los Gronda Americanos. Fun and athletes. Some of the best storytelling under the sky. World title contract signing. OTC Roman Reigns is first. Samoan way off. Backlash is Saturday, so hopefully TKO redeems himself.
Now to all the wrestling news that matters. Preview for tonight's NXT. After last week's chaos, will we get answers or more questions? Zarya will appear after she has disposed of her girlfriend, now no anchors. On the docket, mixed tag team match. Triple A Mixed Champions Lola Vice, NXT Women's Champion, and Mr. Iguana vs. The Cullen, Izzy Damon Nico Vance. Women's Singles Match. Yada Parker vs. Kali Armstrong. Men's Singles. Jasper Troy vs. Jackson Drake would swipe right by his side, Ricky Smokes and Brad Baylor. As to answers, What is Knox Reagan's intentions? New Japan's evil has his eyes on Tony D'Angelo, while Tavian Heights' actions told a bigger tale while the mystery of Will Cross needs more attention. The best episodic wrestling program will continue to entertain. In other news, reports are being stated that several wrestling superstars have taken significant pay cuts, which is crazy. TKO reported higher than expected numbers where many higher-ups took pay increases, where even The Rock flaunted his success with $1 million watch while wrestlers doing the hard work have to make a decision to get a pay cut or face uncertainty. EU News. On the latest Collision filming, reports of Will Ospreay was in the back. These were true, but indication on a return will not be speculated. After suffering the devastating injury to his meniscus, so quick recovery. In WWE, Chelsea Green has undergone a heart procedure. It was discovered she has SVT, supraventricular tachycardia, which she has been living with for the past 10 years, so wishing her a quick recovery. Leon, the youngest in charge, is getting closer to breaking Austin Aries' 298-day reign as the TNA X Division champion. If he surpasses May 15th, history will be made. Now to the news. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are going to do something different moving forward. On Tuesday, we do Toon Tuesday so to associate uplifting events to be associated with this day. So we will be doing Good News Tuesdays. The world is filled with so much gloom and doom, so let's do our part. A papyrus fragment of Homer's Iliad found in 1600-year-old mummy. The unique discovery, made by the University of Barcelona, suggests new insight to Greek literature. It's the first time in history of archaeology that a Greek literary text has been found deliberately incorporated into mummification process. This is getting the scholars of both archaeological and literature sectors excited. Seeds from a miracle tree can filter more than 98% of microplastics from tap water. A tree known for its medicinal properties has found another helpful usage. The moringa tree, also known as the miracle tree, has been known for ages for its medicinal properties, and now it can be utilized for more miraculous purposes. As happiness is the goal, once again Finland, Iceland and Denmark have landed the happiest nations in the global happiness scale, so there is always a silver lining. Now to the perfect pickle. Today's is special because it's all but forgotten with today's reliance on big box stores. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Tuesday and it's time for the perfect pickle. Today it's small businesses. Small businesses are essential because they constitute 99.9% of all U.S. businesses, drive over half of all net new job creation, and account for roughly 44% of U.S. economic activity, according to USA Facts and the Office of Advocacy. They are critical engines for innovation, competition, and local community development, keeping money within local economies and boosting tax revenue for public services. What drove the American economy for ages? When mom and pop stores were running, things were just different. Key reasons small businesses are essential to the economy: job creation and employment. Small businesses employ over 62 million people, accounting for roughly 46% of all private sector employees. This has been tested. For the last 20 years, the claim to increase minimum wage has hurt many small businesses. Politicians often lack economic knowledge before they talk. Increasing minimum wage has a disastrous domino effect. Increased wages leads to increased production price, leading to cost that is higher to the consumer, yet politicians push for this. They are the main drivers of new employment, creating 2/3 of net new jobs over the past 25 years. Small businesses are the little engines that could. Economic growth and GDP. Small businesses contribute heavily to the nation's GDP, consistently accounting for about 44% of U.S. economic activity. Unfortunately, the big box companies are driving the small businesses into bankruptcy. Innovation and competition. Small businesses foster innovation, often producing new products and technologies that large corporations overlook or cannot adapt to quickly. They drive competition, which drives down prices and boosts innovation across industries. America was built on innovation. Unfortunately, as generations become more dependent on home delivery and internet for products, small businesses are lost in the shuffle, which is ironic because many of the small businesses innovated the home delivery system. Local economic impact. Small businesses keep money in the local community. It is estimated that 68% of every $100 spent at a local business stays in that local economy, compared to just 48% for large businesses. Again, this has become a lost cause. Local small businesses are essential for other business. Community support. They contribute to local tax revenue that funds schools, police, and infrastructure, as noted by the National Business Association. They are also more likely to support local charities and community events. Adaptability and resilience. Because they are typically smaller, these businesses can pivot quickly to changing market conditions and economic crises. America was built on the sweat of small business owners, which is becoming fewer and fewer. So as a favor to this great nation, please keep small businesses thriving. Hopefully this helps you to embrace small businesses.